If you've been following my videos for a while, you know that I have been on a journey to find the perfect Atari 5200 controller. And it has been quite a journey. It started off with the two controllers that were packed into the original box. Now, I grant you that box is nearly 45 years old at this point, so anything could happen. But one of those controllers can only go up and left, and the other one can only go up, left, and right. Neither one of them could go down, which limited my ability to play most kinds of games. So I went on eBay and ordered a couple different joysticks, one of which was made for the Atari 5200, but the seller did not mention that it didn't come with the adapter necessary to make it work on the 5200, and one of which was not an Atari 5200 controller at all. I honestly still don't know what that thing is supposed to control. So I caved in and purchased an OG Atari 5200 controller from eBay that had been cleaned and refurbished, and it worked fine. The only problem with that controller is it is an Atari 5200 controller. And let's be honest, Atari 5200 controllers weren't exactly good controllers even between 1982 and 1984 when they were originally being manufactured. Hi, I'm Paul, and this is Indie Pop Productions, pop culture from an independent point of view. And today we're going to be talking about RetroGameBoyz DB15 to DB9 Atari 5200 adapter, as well as the bundled controller that I purchased from RetroGameBoyz.com. Once I knew that I was going to be going on this 5200 journey and I really wanted to go and get the most out of my console that I possibly could, I did a little research and I found that a lot of people that were in my same boat were using RetroGameBoyz. They don't just make 5200 controllers, they make lots of cool new equipment for various vintage consoles, all the way up through even some of the ones that you would maybe consider a little more retro than just vintage. This is the only product that they had for the 5200, but it came highly recommended, and I went ahead and ordered one. I ordered these other three controllers that I've previously talked about because when you order something from RetroGameBoyz, it takes 6 to 8 weeks to come in because, as far as I can tell, the company's owned by a guy named Mike, and Mike is also their only employee. So when you order something from RetroGameBoyz, you've got to wait for Mike to make it. I was thrilled when it turned out that it was closer to 4 to 5 weeks to come in than the actual promise 6 to 8. That's just good business. I promise it's going to take longer than it actually does, so the customer's excited if you're wrong instead of upset with you if you're wrong. I tore right into that package, hooked it up to my 5200, and nothing. I tried the bundled controller that came with it. I tried a couple Atari 2600 style controllers. I tried a Sega Genesis controller, nothing. And to be honest, I was just ready to take another L. I wasn't gonna go online and lambaste this small business owner. Lots of respect for small business owners. It's a tough gig. So I was just gonna let Mike know, see what it was that he wanted to do, and move on, fully aware that I was going to be bringing this janky 5200 OG controller with me on this journey, and I was fine with that. But while I was prepared to take an L, Mike was not. Over a couple days, Mike gave me some of the best customer service I have ever had. He walked me through some troubleshootings when he realized it wasn't going to work. He apologized, said that, he always does really good testing, make sure he looks at everything, tries everything out before he puts it in the box and sends it on his way. But he's also aware that sometimes things happen. So he had a couple days set aside every week just in case this kind of thing happens. Doesn't happen often, but it does happen. Mike was good to his word. Within less than a week, I had this new adapter in my hands. So now I am ready to take this beauty, hook it up to that beast, and give a couple games a go. Let's plug the adapter into the console and the controller into the adapter, and we should be good to go. All right, let's give Jungle Hunt a go. I cannot imagine trying to play this with the original controller. This game is janky all on its own. The mechanics on this, the physics are just awful. The swinging is, they don't have any real timing on them. I've played other versions of Jungle Hunt. The Atari 2600 one does not look nearly as pretty as this, but the timing is much better. The physics are just way off. I mean, you jump and not hit the rope even though you're dead on. It's wild. I cannot imagine playing this without such a nice controller, but the controller is great. This level, a little closer from the feel of it. It still looks much better than the 2600 version, but it does seem to look better. Controls more or less the same. Probably could have done this with a regular controller, but this gamepad is certainly a lot easier. I forgot you can actually shoot those. I will tell you, this game has the most annoying sound effects I think I've ever heard. Got them turned down a little bit so you don't have to listen to them quite as blaring, but wow, everything about this is kind of annoying. This level I don't mind too much, but it is a little bit frustrating. Let's see. I have a tendency to forget that stay down too long, you will drown. One touch, just one touch from those crocodiles and you're dead. I don't know what these are, but they are very hard to escape from. Finally get to the top and you can pull away. And then we go on to the hardest round. And this round, one good jump. And that pretty much sums up my gaming on Jungle Hunt. So we're going to jump to Kicks. Kicks is one of those ones that really doesn't need to be on the 5200 because the graphical enhancements really don't make that much of a difference. It is very basic, but at the same time, it is one of the most addictive games I have ever played. I am shocked they have not taken this game and turned it into something on a modern console, which is just the slightest better graphics, a little brighter, a little more colorful. It is incredibly addictive gameplay. Basically, the premise here is you're trying to section off the little kicks there, but if he touches the line that you were drawing at any point, you lose a life. There's a little, I don't even know what it's called, but this little blip that is following you along that line. If that touches you, you lose a life. If at any point you start drawing a line and you stop, a fuse will come up and catch up to you, and you will lose a life. You have a certain amount of time, certain percentage you have to get through on this level. This is just the regular difficulty. You will you need to get up to 65% of the section area sectioned off. On this one, I'm not even trying to win right now. Let me pay attention. On this one, I'm not really even trying to win at the moment. I am just trying to section these guys off because I want to show you. Yeah, there we go. If you split them, once it gets into two kicks, then you do get bonuses and all the points that you get after that. That's enough. It's very fun to play. I don't imagine that's not terribly fun to watch. That worked great, better than I could have expected, better than I could have hoped. The best experience I've had on this thing since I purchased this monstrosity a couple months ago at this point. So now I'm going to push my luck a little bit. It works great with the Pac-10 gamepad that I ordered. But now we're going to find out if it will work well with this. This is the Pac-Man 35th Anniversary Edition Ghost Monsters Pinky Atari 2600 controller made for the Atari 2600 Plus that came out this past year to celebrate the anniversary. Until today, I had not even opened this thing up. It has been sitting in a box on my desk, basically just because I think it looks cool. So we are going to see if this will work with that using the adapter sent to me by RetroGameBoyz. Let's unplug that gamepad, plug in the dongle, and pair. Looks good. Now let's give another classic, Q*bert, a try. Haven't played this one in quite a while. All right. And nothing. Well. Okay, yeah, pushing all the buttons, nothing's happening. But I have learned when dealing with this console never to give up on the first try. We're gonna pop my trusty Dig Dug in here and see if we can get this thing to work. All right. And there we go. We can do this. It does work. Little tight. I do not remember the original 2600 controllers being quite this tight. Maybe it's just been a long time, or maybe it's just been, everyone that I've used in the last several years has been loose because they're incredibly old. But this is a little tighter to control, but it does work. I have the ability to play my Atari 5200 wirelessly And that's enough. You can go back and watch all of my old videos to see some more TikTok. Well, guys, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Any day that you're having an Atari 5200 day that your wins outnumber your losses is a good day. And today is absolutely a good day. One of the best I've had since I got this thing. We recently passed 50 subscribers. Ooh, 50 subscribers, let YouTubers, universe beware. But I'm excited. It was fun to pass that first milestone. So we're gonna do something a little exciting. When we pass 100 subscribers, I'm gonna pick one subscriber. I'll announce exactly how we're gonna work it out. But one person that subscribes to the channel will win the GameSir Pocket Taco. I've ordered one. I've talked about it recently on my MCon video. It's gonna be sometime probably towards the end of March, early April before that comes in. I'm sure I'll do a video showcasing it, but I'm gonna go ahead and order a second one. Then after we pass 100, if it's before that, then I'll just give it away when it comes out. If it's after that, then just when we pass 100, one of you is going to get that GameSir Pocket Taco. Thanks, guys. I can't wait to talk to you again on the next one next week. Y'all have a good one.